Okay, so yesterday, this is Dewey. He started to look like maybe he was feeling a little stiff in the neck. So they just got shot, so it's possible it's from that. It's also possible just, he fell down or got his head caught in the fence or something. So I was going to do a suppling lesson, lateral flexion lesson with him yesterday, and I realized that the halter I had on him was not really the right one to communicate with. So I did a little bit just to give him the general idea, but he never fully flexed for me. So I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit better communication tool here, the rope halter. And I'm going to see if I can convince him that I only need his head to come around to his elbow. I do not need his whole body to move. I do not need his feet to move. And I'm going to see if I can't just get him to come around to his elbow without moving his feet. If he gives me his head even a little bit, I'm going to give back to let him know that that's all I'm looking for. I'm just looking for this movement in his head. And I don't need him to move his feet. So I'm going to try to not release on him moving his feet. So I'm just going to hold here. I'm not pulling on him. I'm just holding and waiting for him to kind of sort that out. The twisting his head part, I'm not sure where he's coming up with that. It's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and wait until he just gives me his head in this direction. I'm not really sure why he's feeling like he has to twist his head. But just there, that's fine. So I think that has something to do with why maybe I do think his neck is a little stiff. See if I can't encourage him to bring his head around without twisting his head and just telling him that has nothing to do with his feet. Hopefully you're going to be able to keep seeing us, but I have to keep going with him until I get the response that I'm looking for. So if he keeps moving his feet, I'm going to have to keep going with him until I get his head to agree. If I release on his feet moving because I want to alter, I want to change where we are so I can go back and get in front of the camera, then I'll teach him that moving his feet was the right answer. So here we're just moving our feet. He's not understanding about just stopping his feet and tipping his head. We might bump into something. Might tell him right away, don't bump into that. And asking him to just think it through. So I don't need him to engage his feet. I'm hoping that just this little bit of pressure will help him figure out it has nothing to do with his feet. If his feet start moving, I just have to go with him until he realizes it has nothing to do with his feet. So now I can't reward even the head turning if his feet are moving. So I rewarded that head turn. If he gives me a little bit, like I said, I don't know why he's twisting his head kind of like that, but I'm going to just try to get the message and then I can straighten his pole. His feet moved at the end, but I hope I released. Again, his feet moved at the end, but I was hoping I released when the head turned. Again, his feet were moving. I'm trying to just get the message that he just has to move his head. He doesn't have to move his feet. There, hopefully that was enough timing. The idea is to release before the feet get going again if they're making an effort like that. So he made an effort. So I might be trying to bite off more. He's tried to offer. And now I'm holding steady for a little bit more. So it's a little more obvious effort that he's making. You don't want his feet to move. If his feet get moving, I have to go with him. The little turn of his head, I want to release on that, especially if it's a deliberate like twitch. If I can release on a twitch, I can get the message a lot faster. So let's see, I'm going to give him a little break. But if I can release on like kind of where if I have a steady feel and he's kind of leaning on me and then he twitches in my direction, if I can release on that twitch, it's an easier way to get that message across. So I'm going to see. Oh, you got plenty of light. I was about to say I've turned lights on, but we're getting a thunderstorm in a second, and it's going to get dark here in a second. So now I have a steady feel. If he twitches in my direction, I'm going to be able to get that message across a little sooner. So unfortunately, I released kind of at the movement of the feet. So there. There. So it's funny, the other day I mentioned I have a student that tries to give me a much bigger answer than I'm actually looking for when I give her a pop quiz. And that's kind of what Dewey's doing. He's not understanding the simplicity of this. He's thinking there's got to be a lot more to it than just turning my head. So he's trying to think of the more elaborate answer, which is involving his feet. So see if I can't build on that, what he just did. Build on that. Build on that. See if I can't build on that again. Yep. Can I build on that? Yep. Can I build on that? Can I build on that? Good. Can I build on that? That's not too bad. I'm not going to get mad at that. So ideally, I'd like to have his head straight again. I'm not going to keep trying to ask for that full bend. I'm going to go ahead and ask again. Build on that. Can I build on that? Don't want the feet to move, so I'm going to hold steady until he understands that I'm not going to release when your feet are moving. Now he's leaning on me, so I'm definitely not going to release on that. Nope, he's leaning and his feet are moving. So I can't release on any of that. That's not getting the message. Message I want is no feet. I'm going to watch out for this fan. Good. Good. I don't know why I decided I'm still going to do this, even though I know there's a thunderstorm right overhead. I got other horses I still need to get out, so I'm going to get soaked. Let's see. Can I? There. So did you see how he quickly said, oh, wait, something to do with bending my head? Even though he's got this weird twist, which I'm not sure is physical or it's just how he's perceiving the answer. But we'll see if we can fix that. Yep. So he does. He's starting to make the connection. It has something to do with his feet. I mean, something to do with his head only. Now, one way I could try to help him straighten his pole is I can kind of put, you know, like a closed fist into his neck and get him to bend around my fist. See if I can't get him to straighten his head up a little bit. But if it's stiff from the shots, I might be pressing right on the sore spot. Yes, that was right. So that was the first time he actually came with like this part of his head, which means he was starting to make that connection that it really is to do with his head. See if I can get a little tiny bit more now, get a little effort. Tiny bit more. Oh, I think I might have bit off more than I could chew. He might decide instead of giving more head, he's going to move his feet. Don't move your feet. Wait. Good. So I was able to interrupt that by getting a little more friendly in his eye. Had I stayed back in kind of a concentrated pull, his feet would have gotten into it. I don't know if you could tell in the video that he was leaning to make. Ooh, I hear some serious thunder. Oh, good. So we might just get a little bit of this side done, and then. So his feet are getting ready to get involved. See if I can get his head. So I can't release on that because his feet are involved. Nope. 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 Can't release on any of that because his feet are involved. Can't release on any of that because his feet are involved. It's just about your head. Not sure what the story is with the twist in his head. So I'm hoping there's nothing wrong with his neck. Is something going on with your neck? Huh? Let me see. Let me see. Is something going on with your head? Can you tilt? Okay. Can you tilt your head that way? Oh, your head turn that way? Oh, you get something sore in your head? Let me see. So I might try to encourage the pole to come. So he's pulling and see if he'll come up again because he can hold his head straight. So let me just see. Definitely seems stiff in the head. So I don't want to obviously reward the kind of nippy sensation. So let me see. So I'm going to give him that for a second. I hate to start the other side. See, different eye, different horse. If I start the other side, I got to do the other side. So see if we can add a little light to the story. It didn't help a lot. But I can't tell if I'm noticing little puffiness here in the wither, or if he's just not going to get the message. See, like that was okay. That came in the pole. I know his feet are moving, but in that case, I wanted to see if we were just having a miscommunication. Block his rump so he doesn't run into anything. There, so we started to think. Let's see. See if I can find a nice place to release so I can get that message on this side of his body. Horses don't transfer information. So what I just told him on that side of his body, he has to learn on this side of his body, all brand new. It does not come over to this side and he's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to move my head only. It doesn't transfer like that. Some horses, I found Arabians are pretty good at transferring information. Yeah, what's in it for you, huh? Nope, don't move your feet. Good. There. I'd like to eventually be able to just pick up on this line and him come and supple to his elbow. If I was on him, I would bring his nose around to my toe in this exercise. If I can get one more little bend on this side, I'm going to quit on this side only because I'm going to try to beat that storm. I got other horses that need to go out. See if I can keep him from moving his feet and giving me his head just a little bit more. He's thinking a lot, but he's not. And it doesn't mean just because he's not doing anything, doesn't mean he's not thinking. Don't need us there. Don't need your feet moving, but his head came pretty good, so I wanted to quit on that. Okay, let's see. Can I get your head to come? Yep. 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 Okay. So now, what's his memory on this side? I do think either there's a stiffness going on here or he's just got a mis idea of how I want his head to turn. But I don't know. I have a feeling there's a little stiffness going on in this neck. Good. So there was that kind of jerk that I was looking for, where he really extra gave. So let's see if he gives it again. It makes it easy to release on those jerks because he makes a bigger effort, so he gives me a better gap. Like that. Gives me an opportunity to have a better release. Because when he jerks towards me, I can jerk back towards him and give him that quick release. Good, like that. I do think there's something stiff going on in his neck. Well, the vet comes back in 2 weeks. If it doesn't seem to get any better, then we'll have him come out sooner, but he comes back in 2 weeks for a new series of shots that he's getting, so he has to get 2 more for the completion of the series. So the vet comes back out in 2 weeks. So if that seems like it really is a stiff neck issue, then I'll have him look at his neck. And if it seems like it's causing him any discomfort, yes. Okay, so that was nice. That was the first time he brought his head around thoughtfully. See if I can get him to bring his head around thoughtfully this time. You've got to remember, he's still so young and he's still learning about following the feel of a rope that now I'm saying, oh no, it doesn't mean move your feet. Where every other time I pulled on his nose, it said move your feet in the direction I'm pulling on your nose. Now I'm saying I'm pulling on your nose, but I don't want you to move your feet. So he lost his focus. He was there, but he lost his focus. Now he's back. Good. Good. Okay, one more time in this direction. So he totally gets it in this direction, but I think there's something going on. Definitely think there's a stiffness. Good. There. Okay, I'm going to quit on that. Because I got to get these guys out before we're all getting soaked.